Hello, hello, friends. Well, okay. I decided to come live today because yesterday just did not happen for me. I know I did come on quickly just to share my total count of holiday cards I have ready for my annual donation, but then I had to run to get ready for my oldest granddaughter's high school graduation. So let's wait a few minutes. I don't know if anybody's going to show today. I didn't really have this too planned out. Hi, Sharon. Thanks for joining. Can you hear me? Let's make sure you can hear me. I'll give it a minute because I know there's always a bit of a delay. But in any case, I thought, I'll just go live today real quick so that I can chat with some of my crafty friends. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate your feedback. Um, so I pulled out some of my holiday stamp sets, um, my holiday cards that I have ready to stamp the insides to, and some of my inks. So um, I need to get these ready. I have what I need for my annual donation, so I don't think I really need to make too many more. I have Hi, welcome, welcome. I have a total of 438 holiday cards made. So that's a mixture of Christmas, Hanukkah, winter, in case there's some people, some residents at the skilled nursing facility that don't celebrate any holiday per se. And so I try and have a nice variety for everyone, for them to give out to the residents. But let's get started with um, stamping some of our cards. Let me move this big box out of the way and we'll get started. I pulled in quite a few stamp sets I had in my stash. I haven't really purchased new stamp sets for a couple of years, and that's quite intentional. I have a lot of stamp sets, especially holiday stamp sets. And I don't I'm gonna run out of room if I keep buying things. So I'm sticking to what I have. I did kind of sort through my stash a few months ago and um, sold a lot of the stamp sets and washi tape and dies, a lot of goodies I had in my stash. So I did kind of pare everything down. So I like these two. I think I like using a lot on the inside of my cards because they are big and bold, as the name implies. So these are from scrapbook.com. This is big and bold holidays. So this one says, believe in the magic of Christmas. And you can see these are very well loved stamps. This one says Merry Christmas. And this one is Joy to the World. And then this is big and bold Christmas. And this is Merry Christmas. Tis the season to be jolly and happy holidays. But I also have other stamp sets that I thought I could use. So this one says, wishing you all of the joy and warmth, all of the joy, warmth, and love of the season. This was from Neat and Tangled, wishing you love. Then I have, excuse me, I have this one that says Happy Holidays. This is a scrapbook.com stamp. I have this other one that says Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. And that's Colorado Craft Company stamp. So then I try and find substantial sentiments for the inside so they don't look so empty. I do sign my name to the inside of my cards. I also put my stamp on the back of my cards. Let me see if I have one with a stamp on it. Not yet, but it just says Handmade with Love by Yvette Olea. So I have that one. Then I have this one that says Warm Holiday Wishes. This is an MFT stamp. I have this Merry Christmas from Simon Says Stamp. I think I have a die that goes with this. In any case, this is a mama elephant. It's the one that says peace on earth. And then I have a couple of Gina K ones. This is has Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, um, Merry Christmas, Winter Wishes. This one has Happy Hanukkah there, so I do need to have a Happy Hanukkah. I'm still searching for a larger stamp that says Happy Hanukkah. So if you happen to know of one, let me know. I can get one. Yes, I do use labels for my dark colored um, card bases. So I'll stamp this on a label and then stick the label to the back of the card base. That's the best way I could figure out for it to work. And then this one is a CZ Designs and Simon Says stamp. It's good cheer. So it has this nice big one that I like. I've used a lot. It says be of good cheer. And of course, there's Merry Everything, Season's Greetings, lots of good substantial sentiments in this stamp set. So let's get started stamping some of our sentiments on the insides. Oh, and then what I usually like to do is pull out a few of my Gina K inks. Thanks, Sharon. Um, I pull in, let's see, I've got Christmas Pine in the navy, Cherry Red, and Amalgam ink. And this is all Gina K. So let me see what I'll start with. So what I like to do also on the inside of my cards that are um, dark colored card bases is I put uh, a white panel on the inside. So let me see. I try and do all my landscape ones first so that when I have things set up in my MISTI, it's all going the same way. And then I don't have to adjust it or change it. So I also try and pay attention. For example, this card says Merry Christmas on the front. And so I try not to put Merry Christmas on the inside as well. So for this, the ones that do say Merry Christmas on the front, I'll put a smaller sentiment on the inside. So maybe, let me find one here. Maybe it's something like wishing you peace, love, and joy. Sorry. So I kind of try and pay attention to those things. I'm not always perfect at paying attention to those things, but I try. And I try and remember when I'm making these cards. I do my best on them. I try and make them as pretty as I can. But I also remember that the only one that's going to see flaws in the cards is me, not the people I give them to. They're just happy to get these cards. Every year that I take them, I hand deliver them um, to the skilled nursing facility. And this is a skilled nursing facility where my dad was. So my dad had dementia and Parkinson's, and it got to a point where, unfortunately, we could no longer care for him at home. And so, on the suggestion of his doctors, they suggested this skilled nursing facility. So we did select this place, and he was there. Now, he was only there for 6 months before he passed away, which I kind of have to think is a blessing in disguise because he did not want to be there. He was very unhappy there. He would beg me if he could come live with me. And unfortunately, we couldn't. We just couldn't. We didn't have the means to have him at home. In any case, when I would go visit him, um, you have to sign in to a log when you go to visit these places because it's where he was at the dementia part of the skilled nursing facility is locked because a lot of the dementia patients try and get out. In fact, there was this one woman that every time I went to visit, she would get dressed up. She had her makeup on. She was just ready to go. And She would always say, "Please let me out. I'm late to work. I have to go. I'm late to work." And I felt so bad for her. But when I would log in or sign into the sign-in sheet, I noticed that there really weren't that many people signing in. And that kind of made me sad because I thought, wow, my dad had us going and we would all go at different days and times. So, I would go one day, my sister would go a different day, my brother a different day. Um, his family, like his sister and his brother, would go on other days to check up on him. So he was lucky. He had a lot of people going to check up on him and to keep him company often. Oh, that's pretty. But not all the residents were so lucky. So when my dad passed away, I thought, I got to find a way to honor him and to, quite frankly, make him proud of me because I was daddy's girl. And so I wanted to always make him proud of me. And I thought, I'm a card maker. I can make cards and I can donate them. So I do make cards and donate them every holiday season or Christmas season. And I think it is probably, I know it makes the recipients happy, but sometimes I think it makes me just as happy, if not happier, to know I am making their day a brighter day and making them happy to have someone remember them. Oh, what did I do with that other magnet? So I do this every year. I've done it. My dad's been gone for, it'll be 11 years next month. So I've been doing this since then. Well, I think I should do red here. What do you think? Red? Should I do red? Let me think. In any case, I enjoy doing this, and I know he's smiling down on me from heaven, saying good job, and so it makes me happy. Now, as I was mentioning at the beginning, you might have missed it. I was gonna come on live yesterday, and I did for a few minutes, but I had to rush off because yesterday was my oldest granddaughter's high school graduation. It's hard to believe my baby girl has graduated from high school. She has made us proud. We love her to the moon and back. Um, she was our first grandbaby, and she was a preemie. She weighed all of 2 pounds 8 ounces, and there was a point that the doctors didn't know if she was going to make it. She had to have surgery when she was about a month old um, because she had an infection that affected her intestines. So they had to go in and cut out part of her intestines. But she's a fighter and she survived. She survived and she has thrived. She is our little miracle baby. Well, she's not a baby anymore. She likes to remind me, Grandma, I'm almost an adult. She'll be 18 this year, so yeah, she's almost an adult, legally speaking. But I try and remind her, baby girl, just because you turn 18, don't think you can just be free to be. You know, my grandkids think, oh, when I turn 18, I don't have to answer to my mom and dad anymore. And I tell them, oh, but you have to answer to your boss. You have to answer to so many more people than just your mom and dad. Being a kid's easy because you only answer to your mom and dad. But they're they're teenagers, of course. They think, "Oh, grandma, it'll be easy. It'll be fine. We know what we're doing." Let's see. quite a few here. I'm gonna try and stick with ones that I can use red ink on. And so what I like to do when I'm doing these is do maybe a good 30 or 40 with one sentiment, and then I'll switch it up and do it with a different one. It just makes it easier for me. And I'm glad I'm doing this now because last year was so busy that I didn't get to um, finishing the inside of my cards until a week before I needed to drop them off. I usually drop them off about the 1st or 2nd of December because they have their little holiday party the first week, I think, of December, the first or second week. And so I like them to have the cards to hand out to the residents at that time. Oh, let me see. So is everybody else on summer break? I know the last day of school around here for a lot of the school districts is tomorrow, and then the kids are off on summer break. Or is it today? Today's Wednesday. Today is the last day of school, I think, for a lot of them, for the high schools, and then for the elementary, I think it's tomorrow. But yeah, we try and oh, excuse me, um, try and enjoy summer break as much as we can. Now, you would think with me living in San Diego, it would be going to the beach every day, but really, eh, it's not. Me too, Sharon. Happily retired. I've been retired for a year and a half now, and I'm loving every minute of it. Every single minute of it. In fact, my sister retires this year. She's a teacher, and her last day is tomorrow. So I'm really excited for her. She's crafty in a different way. She's a seamstress more than a paper crafter. So she does make quilts and she does all kinds of things with her um, sewing skills, which I know how to sew. My mother taught us how to sew. She taught us all. Um, I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Oh wow, out for 2 weeks already? No. Well, the calendar around here for a lot of the school districts in San Diego is kind of like a modified year-round calendar. So they start their summer is very short. They start back usually in August, late August, and they get out the first week of June. So the s- the s- the summer's a little shorter, but they get 3 weeks off for winter break, and then I think it's 2 weeks off for spring break. Fall break is 2 weeks as well. So it's kind of spread out over the year a little bit more. Yeah, we have this wonky schedule. I mean, it's not terrible, um, but I know that at some point the school districts tried to align their calendars because there was a point where they weren't quite aligning. And so, if let's say the high schools got out a week before the elementary schools, well, that last week there were a ton of absences in the elementary schools because the high schoolers were out, and vice versa. Uh, isn't retirement the best, Sharon? I just love it. Oh, where did you teach? I couldn't be a teacher. I worked for an elementary school district for my entire career, so almost 30 years. But in the more administrative offices. So I started as a school secretary and I was finally the executive assistant to the superintendent and governing board. And then my last position was as the information compliance specialist, which basically meant I had to make sure our website was up to date. Yeah, I don't like sewing. I can do it. If I have to, I can. I mean, following a pattern is easy. I just don't like it. It's not for me. But my sister loves it. She loves it. So I'm kind of excited. We're both planning, because my husband still works. So we're both planning on things we can do when she's retired, other than spending time with our mom, because we're very fortunate and we still have our mom. In fact, she lives with my mom. She takes care of my mom. But yeah, we're really lucky to have still have our mom around. She is 89 years young. Oh my goodness. I gotta say, all teachers are amazing. All teachers are amazing. They to be able to shape young minds is it's just it baffles the mind. I couldn't do it. But special education teachers, oh, they're a whole other breed. They have some challenges. I mean, they not only have to do all their regular lesson plans and their day-to-day teaching, but they have to be able to put in there any uh, special instruction or meet the needs of the students. So I don't know what's called in other states, but here they're called IEPs. They're individualized education programs. See, I retired and I'm forgetting our acronyms. But you have to follow those to the letter. So you have to make sure the kiddos that have IEPs are receiving all the services that they require to meet their educational needs. And that kind of adds a something extra that special ed teachers have to do, and then they have to have all their annual IEP meetings, or it just adds a whole other dimension to teaching. So kudos for you. Yeah, a labor of love. I think that's what it is for all teachers. Um, you have to love what you do. It's just because you deal with so many things. And I know people sometimes think, oh, the teachers have it easy. They don't work 8 hours. They have weekends off. They have summers off. And if only it were that simple. Teachers work well beyond their paid shift. They are constantly going above and beyond for the students. They put from their own pocketbook to buy materials. And those are things I would do too. While I wasn't in the classroom, um, when we had people at our school sites reach out to the superintendent's office with a particular family in need, or something had happened, fire or uh, something that made that family's life particularly difficult. We all kind of pitched in, and we would do what we could. I would pitch in and donate, whether it was bedding, the family needed bedding, or gift cards for grocery shopping. And I think when you work for a school district, no matter what capacity you work in, there's that love for the students and the families, quite frankly, not just the students, but the families. And you do whatever you can to make sure that you take care of those families as best you can. And that I do miss engaging with families and helping out. So um, that's a part that I do miss. But don't get me wrong, I don't want to go back to work. I enjoy being retired. I absolutely love it, and it kind of affords me the opportunity to help take care of my mom and my mother-in-law and my grandkids. For example, um, today my, my daughter can't leave work to pick up my granddaughter from school because they get out early today. It's their last day, so they get out early. And um, this is another granddaughter. So she calls and says, "Hey, mom, can you pick up my child from school today?" And I said, "Of course. Just tell me what time." And so having the flexibility to just do that, to just come and go as I please is perfect. I absolutely love it. Now I know like this one says Merry Christmas on the front, but this doesn't say Merry Christmas. This says believe in the magic of Christmas. So I'm okay with using that sentiment there. And then once I have all the inside of the cards stamped, I'll go back and stamp my personalized stamp to the back and sign them. And then my granddaughters usually come and help me pack them all up into boxes with envelopes so that we can get them off to the skilled nursing facility. I think I'm going to go with some green now. I did a lot of red. Now, is this one green? I think I'll do green, right? So Christmas pine. Um, yeah, I like that. Um, Now I don't have to make any more Christmas cards. I think I have enough for my donation, but um, I don't know. Should I start on next year's Christmas cards? Should I make a few extra? What do you think? Or should I just take a break from holiday cards? See if that looks okay there. All right. And thank you so much for being here with me, my crafty friends. I know this was a last minute um, live. I didn't really schedule it or announce it out, but I mean, I had to do this. And the house is empty right now. My two youngest grandchildren are not home, so that um, allows some quiet time in the house. I mean, I really enjoy making holiday cards. So I think I like to take my time too. And I do want to make some um, more personalized ones for the staff at the facility just to thank them for everything they do for the residents there. So I might work on those in the next few months. Now I do have to work on the mini albums I said I was going to make for my grandkids. I have 10 grandkids and I've not even completed one mini album and we are in June. So I have to get busy on those. Very busy. Hopefully I'll get them done soon. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Father's Day. Um, I usually just make one for my husband, one for my son, and then one for each of my sons-in-law. Um, I don't have my dad anymore, so I tend to forget about Father's Day sometimes. I don't know if it's just a mental block because he's no longer around. I don't know. But I do have to get started on making those. So maybe maybe I can work on those in next week's live. Will that give me enough time? When's Father's Day? Is it this Sunday? Maybe I don't have that much time. Let me take a look. Fathers day this year is on June 16th. Yeah, I'll have time. So maybe I'll do that in next week's live. What do you think? Oh, good. That's nice of you. And it's so hard. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I have such a hard time. I struggle with making masculine cards. I just struggle. I don't know what it is. And it's not necessarily a lot of people think, well, you need to use, dark colors or, blues and greens. That's not necessarily it because I know plenty of men who like all the colors. Um, I know my husband has many different color shirts. Um, and I remember he bought this pink polo shirt, and the first time he wore it, his his brothers are more on the machismo side, I would say. And they gave him a hard time because he was wearing a pink shirt. And he kind of snapped back at them and said, so what? It's just a shirt. I like the way it looks. I don't care if it's pink, which I love my husband for that. Good for him. But like I said, for making masculine cards, it's not necessarily just the colors. Because I can use any color. That's not the problem. I don't know. I have a hard time making masculine cards. So, you know what? We'll work on Father's Day cards next week when I do my live, and I'll try and figure something out. Right? It just doesn't seem as fun. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just need to change my mindset. I just need to go in there and play and have fun. Because what I could do here, let me find on my live, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I used a bunch of my what are they called? The magical powders. And I made a bunch of backgrounds, which are just sitting here. I have to do something with them. So I'm sure I could make Father's Day cards using some of these. I mean, I could use this one if we're going to stick to the more stereotypical masculine colors. I could use this one. I could use this one. Really, I could use any of them. But if we want to stick to the what people typically think of as male colors. Could use this one. It's on the darker side. So I could use some of these. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll use these backgrounds next week um, to make Father's Day cards. Hi, Vicky. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah. Geometric patterns will work. I could die cut out of some of those panels and make some cards. I have to think. I'll kind of put my thinking cap on between now and next week and figure out what I make. So I know most of you are on summer break. Do any of you have any special plans for summer vacation, or are we all just gonna relax at home? I think I think I'm just relaxing at home because my husband still works, so we can't. Well, we can go on vacation, but he doesn't like taking time off work. So we're gonna hold off on any big vacations for another 2 years until he retires. Um, maybe I could use, have you seen where they make cards that look like a man's shirt, with the corners folded in so it looks like the collar of the shirt? I could do that. I could do that with some of these, right? Let's see. Let me find one. See how easily I squirrel? I could make this a man's shirt, right? Let's see. That would work. And then just maybe stamp Happy Father's Day. I could put oh, how fun. See, we have a retirement home in Arizona, but and for the first few years we would go probably every other weekend. It's about a 5-hour drive from San Diego to where our house is. But then, more grandkids, and we would spend more time here because there was more events, more birthdays, baptisms, school events, and we try and go to all of those. So we were going less frequently. So we finally rented out the house. So right now it's rented out. Now, once we're retired, um, the plan is to spend half our year over there and the other half here. But we'll see how things go. Ooh, what's the something big? Can you share? I mean, we did something big for my 50th birthday, which was 6.5 years ago. And we went on a cruise through the Panama Canal, and it was gorgeous. I mean, all the places we ported into were beautiful. We had so much fun, and I'm ready to do another cruise. Is what I'm ready to do. Hopefully soon. What I really where I'd like to go is to Europe, but that is definitely a vacation for when we are both retired. That way, um, because flying out there is not cheap. We want to be able to go and spend at least a month in Europe, if not more. And when you're retired, you don't have a timeline for coming back. Oh, you're gonna love it. We went on a cruise to Alaska. Oh my goodness, it was so many years ago. Um, I don't even know how many years ago, but we absolutely loved it. We went in July, and so the weather was not bad. It was a little rainy, not like pouring down rain, but like sprinkly. And we really loved it. We enjoyed it. So it was 7 days on the cruise and then 6 days inland. So we got a train and we went in to different parts of Alaska, and we just loved it. So pretty. So pretty. We do want to do that one again. We want to go back. We definitely want to do that. And sometimes I wonder, why do we all wait until we're older to enjoy these trips, to enjoy these vacations? I mean, I know part of it is financial. When my kids were little, of course, there wasn't as much disposable income or extra fun money because we had 4 kids. Um, but now it's like we have the money, but I don't want to wait till we're too old to go and enjoy this stuff. Although what is too old? Really? You can enjoy vacations at any time. Oh, that sounds like so much fun, Vicky. I know my 3 oldest granddaughters, from time to time, they will say, "Grandma, can we do a girls' day?" And we do, and I'll just tell them, "Okay, you tell me what we're doing. That's what we'll do. Where we're going, that's no problem. You tell me what to do, and Grandma will follow." Hi, Pam. Welcome. Yeah, we started having good vacations probably when our youngest was about I want to say about 10. She's going to be 30 this year. So about 20 years ago, we finally started saying, you know what, we're going to do some vacations for just us because we would do vacations with the kids, but that was Disneyland or the zoo or kid things, I guess you would say. But we started finally doing for us because you have to kind of um, not lose yourself as a couple and just make sure you take care of nurturing your marriage. So that's what we've been doing. We did focus quite a bit on our kids, and we still focus on them and our grandkids. But when it's time for us to have our time, we definitely do that. We don't feel guilty about saying no because we've got plans. Because there'll be times, not often, but there'll be times when they'll say, "Mom, can you babysit?" A couple of the grandkids, and I have to say no because I have plans, which is fine. And they understand. They're really good about it. They're like, "Oh, okay, Mom, no worries." And that's where auntie comes into play. When grandma says no, they call my sister because she's the backup babysitter. Oh, I love that. I wanted I had planned, or we had planned to book just a short little cruise from San Diego to Cabo San Lucas for all the family to take all the grands and do that as their Christmas present one year. And so my husband and I were discussing it, and then COVID hit. And so that was out the window. And now, the kids are a little bit older. And like I said, the oldest one will be 18 this year. So of course, she's got her own life. But I don't know. We might still do that. It sounds like something I'd like to do. I'd like them to experience, and it'd be fun to watch them experience that. So we still have to think about it because then we have to plan um, around school schedules and uh, all the other different schedules in their lives. So we'll see. We will see. Oh, what time is it? Okay, we still have about 15 minutes because I do have to go pick up my granddaughter today. Oh my goodness, 8? I'm not there yet. We've been on, I want to say 4. We did Cabo, we did Alaska, we did Panama Canal, and I think we did Cabo again. So 4. Yeah, I couldn't say enough good things about the Alaska cruise. It just blew me away. Blew me away. And with my husband, anytime we go somewhere and he likes the scenery or whatever, um, he'll say, "Let's buy a house here." I tell him, "We did not win the lottery. We cannot be buying a house every place we go." So, you know, and I do know there's a lot of people that do, what do they call them? Snowbirds. They live in Alaska half the year, so during the summer months, and then during the winter months, they live in Arizona. And so my husband thought, well, we have the house in Arizona. We could do Alaska. And I said, well, we could, but we're not going to. He likes to do things spur of the moment. He, one year, he was watching, I don't know, the Nature Channel. I don't know what channel he was watching. And there was a documentary about the Grand Canyon. And this was on what's the Thursday evening or Wednesday evening. Oh, it was a Thursday evening. And he said, "Call your boss. You're taking the day off tomorrow." And I was like, "What? No, I'm not taking." Yep. And the kids aren't going to school. At that time, we still had all kids at home. They were all still in school. And he said, "Nope, we're going to the Grand Canyon. Come on, get your stuff, get everything ready." And I thought, wow, I love my husband, but oh, get everything ready? It's not that easy with 4 kids to just get everything ready. But I did. And off we went to the Grand Canyon. My boss was wonderful. I explained to him, I said, look, he saw this documentary. He wants us to go to the Grand Canyon. I need to take tomorrow off. He was like, no problem. Have fun. I've been really lucky. I've had mostly very kind and understanding bosses. Oh, Pam, we did do the Panama Canal. Um, before COVID, obviously. I think it was in 2017 that we went. Oh, that's too bad if they're on the warning list. But it was beautiful. I mean, I would do it again in a heartbeat. Absolutely loved it. Okay, let's see. That's a good stack of those cards. So I got these stamped up with the Believe in the Magic of Christmas. So I'll put those back in my bucket here. But I'm going to stand them up this way. See? So they're sticking out, and I know those are stamped on the inside. So let's pick another one. Oh, and I forgot to turn on the AC, so I am dying of heat in here. But yeah, Panama Canal, highly recommend it. Hawaii's, I've heard, is beautiful. I want to go to Hawaii. That's one of my next travel choices. I told my husband I want to do, but I don't know if I'd want to live there. Had a friend of my son's that he went to school there. He lived there, um, and if he tells us, if you guys think San Diego is pricey, whew, you should see Hawaii. Cost of living there is outrageous. So I don't know. I don't know. That won't fit there. I have a side strip of paper there. Let's see. I'll grab just a few more. Yeah, that'll work. So I don't know if I'd want to live there. I mean, I heard it's absolutely beautiful, but people will say, "Oh, the beaches there are amazing and scenery." But people that I know that are from San Diego have said it's pretty much the scenery from San Diego. So, of course, we're very lucky. We're very fortunate where we live. It is a beautiful place to live, although very expensive. Oh, really? Huh. I have a friend who lives in Florida. She's my very good friend, and I miss her dearly. She's been out there for several years now. After she retired, she moved away to spend time with her grandchildren. Ah, but I do miss her. She was my lunch buddy at work. Yeah, so if you're in Florida, I mean, lots of cruise ships port out of Florida. We went through a period where, I don't know, there weren't that many porting out of San Diego for a while, but now they're starting to port out of San Diego again. So, and that was the one thing we did um, when we went to the Panama Canal. We did fly to Florida and we ported out of Florida, and then the cruise came through the Panama Canal, and then of course had a few more ports and ended here in San Diego. So we were able to just grab our things and have our kids pick us up. We didn't have to go to any airport. We just drove home from there. So that was a nice trip for us. Yeah, I think it depends on the island. I had somebody tell me, don't go to this island because it's too touristy. Go to this one instead. And it's like, okay. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we do for Hawaii. Well, look, this one already has Mary inside, so I'll leave that. I was going to take it off, but I'll just leave it. Um, but yeah, no vacation for now. We gotta wait for my husband to retire. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Here's the first part. So you went to Hawaii 20 years ago. You stayed in an amazing place because they work for Nintendo and they would rent their two houses to employees. Oh, nice. Oh, not nice. Hope everything worked out okay. Oh, oh, 20 years ago. Wow. Um, yeah, there's so many places I want to see. What I'd like to do once my husband retires is go to all the ballparks in the US. So far we've been to Petco Park, which is for the San Diego Padres. We went to the Arizona Diamondback Stadium, and I think my husband went to Dodger Stadium, maybe? No, Angels Stadium? I don't know. But I would love for us to travel and go to all the different stadiums. That would be great. Yeah, that's my concern. My husband doesn't know how to sit at home. He's in construction. Um, so when it rains, they don't work. And it doesn't rain that often in San Diego, but when it does, they don't work. They stay home. And if there's a week that has 2 days of rain in a row or 3 days of rain in a row and he's home, oh my goodness, he is going stir crazy. He doesn't know what to do with himself. So I don't know how retirement's gonna go for him. I have to find something to keep him busy. Oh, that's nice. Well, no timeshares for us, but we've gotta figure out ways to travel. Oh, that sounds like fun too. Yeah, there's a lot of things we wanna do. There's a lot of places we like to go. My husband is all about nature. He wants to go to all the national parks. So, that's another trip we have to do. It's just, this nice long list of things we wanna do, places we wanna go and we wanna see. So, um, hopefully we will be able to do all those things. God willing, we'll have the time. Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, that's awful. But at least she's okay. That's what was important, that she was okay after that. They have one? A national parks passport? Because 'Cause we've been to a few already. Obviously the Grand Canyon, and then we've been to, what is it? Yellowstone? No. Yosemite? Uh, I always get those 2 mixed up. Um, but we definitely wanna do more of the national parks. See, my husband drives large equipment in construction as well. So he drives those, I don't know what they're called, Pettibone. I don't know what they're called. They're big trucks. Like he'll call sometimes, and when he's not driving, of course, when he's standing next to it, and he'll FaceTime so my grandson can see the big construction equipment. Oh, thanks, Pam. National Park Passport. Yeah. I think there's also for military, isn't there a discount or isn't it free or I don't know, something like that? Um, so my son could get his for free if he wanted to. I don't know if he can get for family members though. I think it was for free. I know there's um in San Diego we have SeaWorld, and so I think they get free entry once a year, military members or retired military, for SeaWorld for I think it's once a year. And then um, the San Diego Zoo has Founders Day, or they used to. I don't know if they still do. It's been so long, but they have Founders Day. Oh, good, they still have the passports. So Founders Day is free admission for everyone at the San Diego Zoo. And oh my Lord, I made the mistake of going one year when my kids were little still, probably like it's when I had just the 3, I didn't have the 4th one yet, so they were probably 3, 5, and 6. Um, but oh my goodness, never again. I'll pay to go. No, we have not been to Hearst Castle. We were going to go to Hearst Castle, and I have a few minutes, so let me tell you how this happened. My 3rd child had been accepted to many, many universities, and she chose UC Santa Barbara. And so we said, okay, that's the one you want. And I even told her, yeah, that's kind of a party school. And she said, no, mom, I'll be fine. I want to, I need to live on my own. And I said, okay, UC Santa Barbara. So, we bought all her things, we paid for her dorm, we did all the things. We drove up there in 2 cars, mind you. So my son drove our truck, and then we drove another car up there. Took all her things, took her up, got her all set up in her dorm room, and then my husband and I were gonna take the rest of the weekend for ourselves, and we were gonna go to Hearst Castle. So we stopped at a hotel after we finished getting her all settled in her dorm room, and oh, God love my daughter. She called us about 8 o'clock at night and said, "Come pick me up." And she was in tears. She was sobbing. "Come pick me up. Come pick me up." And I said, "No, we're not going to pick you up. You'll be fine. It'll be okay. Just stay the night. You'll be fine. You'll see things differently in the morning." So, the morning comes. First thing in the morning, I mean, bright and early, she calls crying, "Please come pick me up. I don't want to be here." All they did was drink all night. And my daughter's not a drinker. She's not a party girl. And she was just sobbing. And my husband says, "What do we do?" And I said, "Look, I know my child. And I know if we don't pick her up, she's going to fail every class just to spite me." And so he said, "Okay, but we got to set some boundaries." And I said, "Well, okay, we'll go pick her up. We'll call UCSD and SDSU, see if we can renege our denial." And no, it was too late. We had already turned them down. So we told her, "Okay, you're going to community college. You're paying us back for every single thing we bought for your dorm room. You're paying us back for the expense of traveling up there, everything." And we did that because we wanted her to have consequences to her decision. And so we did that, and she said, "No, that's not a problem, mom. I'll do that. I'll do that. I just want to go home." Fine. So we got home, got her signed up in a class and a full load at the local community college, and she went there and she excelled as she does. And then she transferred from there to the four-year university to San Diego State University, and she graduated from there. And she was successful. It worked out for her for the best. It was a lot cheaper for us, but we just wanted her to be able to understand the decision she had made affected more than just her. But in any case, that cut our trip short. We did not get to go to Hearst Castle. We have gone to Winchester House, however. We went there on a separate trip. And oh my goodness, that is huge. It is a compound there. It is just huge. And on that trip, we went with all our kids and the grandkids we had at the time. And I think at the time we only had the first three that are now teenagers. No, we had five. So we had the three teenagers and the two that are 10 and 11 now. So we went there, and that's quite a drive from San Diego, but oh, we had so much fun. We really enjoyed it, and we wanted our grandkids to kind of experience that as well. Yeah, it's definitely a party school. Yeah, I think at SeaWorld it is for up to four family members where they get in free. So he gets good discounts, which is great. Yeah, Winchester House is amazing. It just, yeah, we still want to go to Hearst Castle. That's something we want to do. Oh my goodness, it's after one. Guys, I got to get going. I got to pick up my granddaughter. But I did get quite a few stamped on the inside, so I'm well on my way to getting my 438 cards done. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it last week. I have about half of them already stamped on the inside. So really, I only have to stamp about or put a sentiment on the inside to about two. It was about 250 that I still had to do. Oh, hi. I'm so glad you're watching. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. All right. Well, I'm going to head out. Thank you, friends, for being here with me. I appreciate you so very much. But grandma duty calls. I'm off to pick up a grandbaby. See you soon. Bye.